it's this epic disaster, or we're back for another week. And a quarantine week. Another quarantine week. We're here in another quarantine week.
Another of many.
How long do you think this is going to go on?
Well, let's see. I'm on day 36 of being quarantined.
Wow. Well, they say this is going to go on all the way through May. I heard several doctors say that we're not really going to be safe until like the 1st of June.
True. Now,
I don't know if the country can handle another month of quarantine.
I think we can. I think we're in the groove now. I think fuses are going to get a little shorter. People's frustration levels are going to be a little higher. You're going to find people that are just over it, especially people that have kids and they're stuck at home with their kids while they're also trying to do their job, which normally they get to release themselves from their home to go do.
But there's a lot of people who don't have a job that aren't doing it from home, that they've just lost their job basically.
And then that's
they can't pay
extreme.
rent.
Exactly.
And the people who I was able to pay rent to my landlord, but it was tight, and so I had to make a bargain. I was like, can I just pay half?
Yeah.
And then I get a client check in a couple of weeks, and I'll pay you the rest. And he was like, sure, no problem.
Some landlords have to be flexible right now because people are out of work.
Yeah.
And I think the folks I have a friend of a friend who is a very proud person, and he has yet to go to his landlord and say, look, I'm living on my savings right now. Can you help me out? Is there anything we can work out? And I'm like, people have to be flexible. They have to understand it doesn't hurt to ask. It might not feel good to your pride, but pride is out the window right now. You don't have a job. Go talk to your landlord. Ask them if they can help you out. Ask them if they can work with you during this time, because you're going to go back to work.
Well, I just don't know if a lot of these businesses can stand a month of this. There's a great restaurant down the street from us called Rising Sun.
Yeah.
Have you ever eaten there?
I hear about it all the time. I've never been.
It's really good, and we've eaten there quite a few times. So they posted something on their Instagram where they were going to have to close, and they were saying maybe permanent, but they're not sure. I mean, they've been there for a long time.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're trying to make it. We're trying to take care of our employees, and we just can't do it anymore.
Nope.
And so I think places like that, restaurants are hard enough to work.
The restaurant industry is kind of like day by day anyways.
Yeah.
So when you just shut them down completely, like a lot of places can't even afford to stay open to do to-go orders anymore because they're not making enough off of them to pay for the people there to cook them.
But
so those restaurants, we're going to lose some restaurants in Atlanta. We are.
Not just restaurants, but so many other things.
So many other businesses as well. My concern is for domestic workers.
Yeah.
People, nannies.
Yeah.
House cleaners. People who do domestic work. People aren't wanting other people in their homes right now.
Well, they don't need it. They can clean it
and
themselves.
Not
mostly.
to mention, if they're stuck at home, they don't need you to come watch the kids anymore.
Yeah.
And there is no, I don't know if there's a union for domestic workers, or if there is everybody really involved in that? They're just screwed.
Yeah.
They're just, you don't have a job anymore.
Well, I heard an interview with, I think it was on NPR, and they were talking to a health professional. I don't remember what the person's official title was, but they were talking about how a lot of restaurants are wanting to move into this, which I said, I think last month, that restaurants should have this kind of like pandemic mode that they go into. But they said a lot of restaurants want to do this where all of the wait staff wear masks and gloves. Mm-hmm. All of the menus are disposable. They've got the tables set to where that there's plenty of space in between people. They're going to take in less people, but people will be able to eat, and then they're going to really clean up, and then the people will be able to walk away. And they can even sanitize their hands when they leave or whatever. And the health professional is like, that's exactly what they need to be doing. So I think there's going to be that step in between. It's not just going to be like, suddenly we're open, it's exactly like it was.
Right.
I think there's going to be just that little half step where we all kind of move into where it's kind of weird. You're going out to eat, but it's like it's a little different, you know?
Yeah. No, I get it. And I think it's a good idea. I don't think we need to just all of a sudden be like, okay, status quo, back to normal.
Yeah.
Because what is normal now?
Right.
Like what is the new normal? It's going to be different.
Well, one thing that won't be different is you can have a beer in your house.
which we're about to do.
And we're going to have a beer for our live beer review. Hi, if you're new to the podcast, and hi to all the old people and the new people. What we've discovered is a lot of people aren't listening to the podcast. You thought that when people were stranded in their house, they'd listen to a lot of podcasts.
Well,
it's not happening.
We've already discussed that anomaly.
I know
it's
it's
a
kind of
routine thing.
it's crazy, and so we're hoping that people will come back and listen
Hopefully.
to the podcast. But if you're new and you're listening, we do a live beer review. So we open up a beer at the beginning of the podcast, which we're going to do, and then we tell you at the end of the podcast. We drink it throughout the podcast, and then at the end we'll tell you what we think. I just got this at Krog Street. The Krog Street, what's it called? Beer Market? Whatever it's called, the Krog Street Market's beer place.
The beer place at the Krog Street Market.
Hop City. I just remembered it's called Hop City.
Hop City.
I bought that. They were open.
I want to
That's
tell
cool.
you what it is before I open it because it's sideways.
Do it.
It's by Free Thought. It's called Levitate. It's a sour ale with pineapple, turmeric, lemongrass, and I think I'm saying this right, macrot lime leaf.
All of the things I hate.
All the things I love. It's actually brewed and canned by Great South Bay Brewery in Bayshore, New York for Fort Wright.
Oh, okay.
For Free Thought, not
Well,
Fort Wright.
you
What am I talking
mentioned,
about?
I asked you what kind of beer should I get. You said something summery.
And this is very summery.
It's got beach balls on it. It looks like a big ocean. To me, it just looked very summery. And it's foaming. It's got a big head on it. And you just
what she
sucked the
said.
head.
That's what she said.
So we're going to try. Oh, wow. It's very light color. It's very summer light.
It's pretty, and it's got a lot of carbonation.
Well, maybe you just don't know how to pour a beer.
Just ask Doug. I know how to pour a beer.
There's more left if you want more. So it's very.
It's super citrusy.
Yeah, it smells like grapefruit juice.
Yeah, you're not.
No, it smells like pineapple juice.
You're probably not going to like this.
All right,
one.
I'm going to try it.
I am going to really, really, really enjoy this one myself.
Wow. Okay. Okay. What are we drinking? The Free Thought.
It's called Levitate by Free
Levitate.
Thought.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, my adventures in quarantine are about the same. I just feel like I'm doing the same thing I always do. I hear a lot of people complaining about the situation.
Yeah.
And, I certainly would like things to be changed, but nothing really has changed in my life.
No, because you work from home anyways.
I work from home.
Mostly.
When I need to go out, I go out. I mask up and stuff, which I didn't do before. But I mean, if I have to go, I do. We the other night we went for Impossible Burgers and Boozy Shakes.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the great thing:
You can walk away with alcohol from restaurants.
Boozy
in Atlanta.
Shake. They used to wouldn't let you do it. Now they will. And I'm wondering if they will in the future. If they'll put a stop to it.
I don't know.
But
I think the ramifications of walking away from a restaurant with an alcoholic beverage in
Right.
your hand and then getting in your car with it is probably not likely to be a thing.
And here's the thing: it's a psychological thing, but eating food at the restaurant is just so much better than eating it at home.
It's true.
It just the atmosphere just feels so much better.
It's true.
So the burger was good. The fries, I don't know. Fries are, you got to eat fries there.
You have to eat them as soon as they come.
You can't store
Yeah,
fries.
no.
So they there was an expiration time when from the time we left the restaurant to the time we got home. Not quite as good, but still we got it, and looking forward to going back and having the real thing.
And that, by the way, I don't think you mentioned, that was from Grindhouse Killer Burgers.
Yeah.
Is where you went.
And they're still open. And I guess I didn't finish what I was going to say about Rising Sun, too, is they just need some help. And so we went and had breakfast there, or ordered breakfast from them Sunday.
Uh-huh.
And I just think everybody needs to do that in whatever way that they can. Support it either through getting some gift certificates that you can use later,
Sure.
or do takeout or something. Help people out as much as you can. Not everybody can financially.
That's
They're
true.
tight on their jobs.
That's true.
Yeah.
So one thing that hasn't changed in quarantine
Oh, yeah.
is that every time we get together and do one of these here podcasts, we do a game of Would You Rather.
We do.
So let's go ahead and get that over with.
Would you rather?
I would rather.
All right. You going to go first today?
I'm going to go first. You're going to read first.
Get my glasses.
I'm going to drop a colored stone, and whatever stone it is, whatever color it is,
Oh, I got an announcement, too.
it corresponds with a topic.
I have a special announcement after we do this.
Okay.
I have a special announcement.
I'll let you do that
Green.
after we do this. It's
All right,
purple.
so purple, food and ingestion. Would you rather Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Would you rather eat one live tarantula
No.
or hold a live wasp in your mouth for 1 minute?
Oh, God, no.
One of the two.
No.
Got to do it.
Nope.
One of the two.
Not happening.
Eat a live tarantula
No.
or hold a live wasp in your mouth for 1 minute.
No.
So would you rather go with another question?
Yes.
All right,
Because
so
I
we'll go
won't
with-
do either of those things.
We'll go with green.
Lock me up.
That's what you meant to drop. It's
Do
ethics and
whatever.
intellect. Would you rather be forced to kill 100 people you don't know or be forced to kill one that you do? We've had a question similar to that before.
We have.
Would you rather be forced to kill 100 people you don't know or be forced to kill one that you do know?
I'm being forced to do this.
Yeah, I wonder if you get to pick the one that you do know.
Is it like all at once? Like I'm going to kill 100 people all at once, or I have to go and
It
kill
doesn't say.
100 people
100
individually?
times. I would rather, if I'm going to do that, I would rather it be all at once, but that's
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. That's a tough question. I don't know anybody that I necessarily want to kill, and I don't know anybody that wants to die.
Yeah.
If I knew somebody that wanted to die, that would be an easy answer for me.
You can just
I'd
find
be
it.
like,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
just kill the
You're
person
helping them out.
that I know wants to die.
Assisted suicide.
There you go. Done and done. But I don't know anybody like that right now. So I'm going to go with 100 people.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Wow.
Just get it over with. One fell swoop.
That's not getting it over with, but I feel like one person you know, because you could probably find one person you know that you would really like to kill.
No.
I'm just saying somewhere in there you could probably find somebody that you would be like, okay. So you got that. Or 100 people. So it's either you're going to kill one or you're going to kill 100. I just feel like killing the one would be better. But that's just me. You picked 100. We'll go with that.
Okay. It's your turn. I'm going to ask you an equally outrageous question.
I'm not even going to guess. I have in mind what I'm going to do, but I'm not even going to guess. Nope. I would have gotten it wrong. All right.
You always get it wrong because you're not
I
psychic.
don't always. People who listen to the show know most of the time I get it right.
You rarely
'Cause
get
I'm
it right.
psychic.
People that
I
listen to
have
the
my
show
psychic powers.
know that you are not psychic.
All right, blue.
You're
Blue.
psychic in your own mind. Blue is appearance and embarrassment. Would you rather
Yes.
have a stranger strike up a conversation with you while you are taking a dump in a public restroom,
That's happened.
or take a dump with no toilet paper in your stall?
That's happened. I've done both of those. Those are weird because they don't really. Usually, they kind of have a connection. That
Well, it's
doesn't
not
have a
like an
connection.
either-or situation. It's just,
Yeah.
you're in the
I'll
bathroom
go with
either way.
Yeah, I go with the last one. The no TP.
Toilet paper?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I would go with the first one because if someone starts to strike up a conversation with you, you can shut that shit down. You can just be like, stop talking to me.
If there's no paper, you can get up, walk out, and then go find a place that has paper, and then finish.
What if you have to go like right now?
Well, I'm just saying you'd go, but I'm just saying once you go, get up, walk, go find a place with paper, and finish. If you understand what I'm saying.
You want me to put my clothes back on?
Yes.
My thong underwear
Right.
back on.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. I don't wear thong underwear. I'm the one answering the question, so
That's true. That's true.
there you go.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, I would say that because that's happened before when there was like nothing and you just go find a place that has it. You got to be really quick. I mean, unless there's something around you can use or just scoot on the floor like a dog. Well, I don't know, but I'm just saying, So here's a little
We've
trivia.
spent way too long on this question.
Oh, I know. Here's a little trivia for you, and it's something that no one wants to know, but I really I let everyone know before, and it's kind of well known that a couple years ago I bought a bidet,
Yes.
the Tushy bidet.
The tushy.
I highly recommend it to anyone who wants to get one. They're cheap. I think you're going to pay about $65.
Mm-hmm.
So easy to install. So when I first got it, it's a little plastic bidet, and I was like, oh, this thing's going to fall apart in a month.
Mm-hmm.
It's lasted over 2 years. No problems at all, just like it was. So I am on the same package of toilet paper that I started the quarantine with.
Really?
I haven't even used half of it.
Wow.
Because of the bidet. So I don't have a toilet paper problem. It's awesome.
I don't have a toilet paper problem.
So yeah, it's I highly recommend it. Everybody should have one.
Everybody should have a bidet.
They should.
They should also
have a good bidet.
They should also all hear my dad jokes.
No.
So that's going to happen now.
I mean, I just did a stupid dad joke. Isn't that enough?
No. Which U.S. state has the smallest soft drinks?
The smallest soft drinks?
Mm-hmm.
Tiny Pop? I don't know.
Minnesota.
Oh.
Get it? Do you get it? Is it funny?
No one gets it.
I think it's funny. I do. I think it's funny.
It is not.
What kind of tea is really hard to swallow?
Quarantine.
Reality.
I swallow reality.
You swallow reality?
I do. I practice reality. What about all of these people that are denying the virus now?
Yeah.
That's not reality.
That's a bit much in my
But
opinion.
here's the thing. I'm totally for it. First of all,
what?
This to me, and I mean, obviously I wouldn't rather go through this, but it's like the greatest social experiment. I just love watching. It's almost like a reset. The world, the earth is resetting itself. And I was telling my wife, I think we've gotten to this point where we all just kind of feel like it's sort of an ego thing. My opinions are the only thing that matters. I think you mentioned a week or two ago about being an island.
Yeah.
No person is an island.
Right.
We've all kind of gotten to a point, I think, where we kind of feel like we're an island. And this is showing that we're not. All of the businesses need each other. We need people. We need people in our lives. We need to contact people. I think we've been forced to realize that we don't need to be alone.
No.
We don't need to be confined.
Being confined to, let's just call it, solitary confinement.
Yeah.
Is not healthy.
But we've realized the important things in life. What are art?
Mm-hmm.
Going to galleries, just going to see art, music, listening to music. And not only just music, but good music too, because a lot of music has moved into like online concerts, and that's fine. But they're just not. Some of them aren't that good. So we need good stuff. I just think it's very interesting. And then you kind of started seeing who the people are who are kind of the troublemakers. It's just like, and I'm not. It's not political. I'm not pointing it out, but it's just like, these are the people that would. During the zombie apocalypse, they would kick you to the zombies.
Yes.
They would only think of themselves.
Right.
And you start seeing who those people are. And you're like, oh, really? Okay.
That's how you
It's
feel.
like there's
Okay.
most everybody, what do you think? 70, 80% of the people play by the rules. And there's always that group of people that's like, I'm only going to think of myself. Or screw you, I'm not going to think about what you need or what, I need to think about myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And those are the people that you want to quickly feed to the zombies.
I agree.
Get rid of them.
I agree. Let's feed all of them to the current zombies. Do we have zombies right now?
No, but it's just a matter of time.
Okay. When we have zombies, let's feed those people to them.
But what's happening now is we're starting to move into this area where it's going to be virus versus human, and I can't wait to see that. Because there's a group of people that think they can take on the virus.
Yeah.
And I want to watch that.
I kind of want to watch that.
I want to
too.
watch that fight.
I want to see that happen.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in some ways we've already seen a little bit of it. But
Well, what you have is you have greedy people. And I say greedy, and I understand it. I do understand why. But you have a lot of greedy people that are putting money over human beings.
Yep.
That's a bad thing. At the same time, I do understand that our country is run by economics.
by money.
You've got to have that.
Yeah.
But not at the expense of other people. And it's so weird when all of a sudden you realize that someone you didn't know thinks that way, that's more important than humans. Mm-hmm. And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Huh?
Where did that come from?
But so I think what I'm afraid is going to happen is that people who put the money over the humans are going to try to kickstart everything way too early.
Way too early.
And they're going to actually make it worse.
Mm-hmm.
They will make the economy worse. They will make the situation worse. I hope that doesn't happen, but it might be going that direction.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm in a very, very fortunate situation in that it's extremely easy for me and my entire company to work remotely.
Yeah.
And we are a very much needed business right now because our clients need to be able to work remotely, and we're the ones that help them do that. So I am fortunate in that. And we had a company meeting on Friday, and the owner of our company told us, we're not going to jump the gun here because we're doing just fine where we're at.
Yeah.
So we're not going to push the envelope when it comes to going back to the office. We're going to stay home as long as we need to. The city may open in a month. We may not necessarily go back to the office in a month.
Yeah, I think it's going to be depending upon the states and the cities and everybody's situation, as it should be. I don't have a problem with that. My problem is just people who, for some reason, don't believe science is science or science is real. And I'm always for that battle of someone who thinks they can take on science. Let's go.
Let's go.
I want to see that. They're always the people who get killed first in the sci-fi movies.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I was watching. Oh, this is a fun fact. So I've rewatched Enterprise, Star Trek Enterprise.
Really? That I can't imagine that. I don't. That doesn't make sense to me.
This would be the 25th
Thousandth,
time I've watched it over again. Mm-hmm. But 2 episodes. One is an episode about a ship of religious zealots who want to be close to this specific area of space that is dangerous for them and for others. Mm-hmm. And they are willing to take over Enterprise and use it to defeat their enemies, their religious enemies. Mm-hmm. They don't accept that these items in this weird part of space were created by man. They think that they were made by, quote unquote, the makers. And I'm not saying anybody who has religious beliefs is wrong, but in this case, it's ridiculous. These are clearly man-made objects. And then they're willing to take over Enterprise, risk lives, kill people, just to go back to their home world and defeat their enemies, their religious enemies. And their religious enemies, at one point in the show, they actually literally ask, what is the feud between the two of you? They believe that the makers made these spheres in space in 9 days. The religious enemies of them believe it took 10 days.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
And it's comical, but there's a lot that's like that.
It's funny because it's true.
Well, I don't want to pick on religious people because I know a lot of religious people that aren't like that, but it seems
I
like
agree.
When the group of people who do that have some connection to religion, and most of the time those people don't fully understand their religion. Right.
And a lot of cases in this particular episode, the leader of their group was, and again, I'm calling them zealots. They're not just people of religion. They are zealots, and they're, and it's in his head, basically. Yeah. But yeah, so that's... Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a lot of friends who are religious, and they're not always crazy. I used to be religious. I don't think I was crazy. I might have been. But I know some crazy people. I know some not crazy people. And I don't think religion necessarily has anything to do with it. I just think I just feel like if you take the religion from some people, they'll just believe in some other crazy thing because that's what they're inclined to do. It doesn't have to do with their religion. It just has to do with the individual who they are.
That's exactly it.
So you can't really blame the religion. It's just they use their religion as a weird tool.
And they manipulate people with it.
And they would do it with anything they were associated with.
Precisely.
Whether it's religion or government or whatever.
And that's why it's really upsetting to me when I see churches, pastors of these churches, still telling their congregations to come together and congregate. You can congregate online. Yeah. You can. You don't have to be in each other's physical presence. And it's and he's whoever these pastors are that are doing this are harming their flock. Yeah. They're saying it's more important to me that you come together and be with me than it is that you stay safe.
Yeah.
And that's not cool.
Well, we're all also blessed with the ability to reason, and we have brains, and we should use them.
Yes.
And if you don't, then you kind of deserve what happens if you don't.
The repercussions.
I do want to talk about, speaking of not using your brain, I want to talk about something that we're going to be doing.
Okay.
Which I think is going to be fun.
We rarely use our brain.
Okay. We've never done this before. We've talked about this. We've done something similar. We've never done this. We're going to have our very first Zoom Hangout.
Yep, we're going to do it. We're going to
with Disaster Baiters
online.
All of you guys out there, you can come hang out with us. It's free. So we're still kind of formulating what we're going to do. We're going to tell you some of the details now, and get ready. So we're going to do this on Sunday the 26th.
That's correct.
At 8 o'clock Eastern Time.
Yep.
This is going to be the day before my birthday. It's going to be sort of like celebrating my birthday in a way. And I think we should do one on your birthday too, because it's toward the, I wouldn't say the end of summer.
It's late middle summer.
Getting there. Yeah. So we should do one then, and we do one for my birthday. So everybody bring your own booze. And it doesn't have to be booze. Bring your own beverage, let's say.
Could be tea, could be coffee, could be soda, could be water, could be whatever.
Beer.
Yeah.
Now, we prefer you not get wasted and completely be obnoxious during the Zoom hangout. We're not going to do that. I don't think we will. But bring your booze. And you know, if you've got a beer, whatever, you could do a review. If you want to do a live beer review on the Zoom, you are totally welcome to.
Tell us what you think of your beer, because you listen to us tell you what we think of our beer all the time.
We will all have different beers, and so we can review them. And we're going to allow everybody who wants to play a round of Would You Rather with us.
We're going to ask you a silly question.
That's right. And so you can play, and then we'll just chat for a while. We'll have a little chat. We'll get a chance to meet everybody. A lot of people we know your name, nickname. You've interacted with us for a long time, but we've never interacted in live in person.
Yeah.
Even though it's a Zoom, it's kind of live in person. So we're going to do that. We'll put more information up this week on the website. And when I say more information, I just did my first Zoom 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what it was like. I've never Zoomed. So you have to have a chat number, and then you have to have, or an ID number, and then you have to have a password.
We will provide that information for you once we get it set up. We don't actually have the meeting set up yet because we just talked about it.
Yeah, but we will. And then any other additional information. Here's what I was kind of thinking we could do, but I don't know if this is a good idea.
What's that?
Well, I started thinking our first one could do show and tell, which is you can bring something in and show us and tell us. And then I thought, maybe some of these people I know, we don't want them showing what they got. But I just think as long as it's, it's not adult, you could show and tell. We could talk about,
nothing
if you got something cool that you want to talk about, hobby or a great piece of art, or
what have you been doing in your quarantine?
Yeah.
Let us know. Show us the results.
And
I know
talk about
a lot of people recently, I've heard in our company meeting Friday, we discussed it, and several people have been gardening because off and on we've had some really beautiful days over the last several weeks.
Yep.
And they've been out gardening and getting outside and moving their bodies and creating beautiful things and growing food, and I just think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll be filling in more information as we go along. We're going to we'll put up a little graphic that'll have all the information that you're going to need to access the Zoom. Anyone can come. I hope everyone will come.
I hope so too.
It'll be
I
a
think
good
it'll
chance
be
to
fun.
meet everybody. And I think now, are we doing this from the same place? You and I going to do it from the same place?
Yeah.
So we got to figure that out. We got to get a camera that'll fit us both in here.
Yeah.
And sound. That's the other thing, because we need to get. I guess we can hook up a mic. That'll be good. I think I could do that.
We'll just do what we're doing here.
You can do that with Zoom?
Through the thing, yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we'll figure it out. And then, so you'll come here, and then just, everybody else kind of do from their house, I guess.
Absolutely.
Just join up, and then you can come and go as you want, drop out, or come in, whatever, whenever.
You don't have to be on time.
Nope.
You can come in at the last minute and just
That's
be
right.
like, hi, I'm here. Okay, I'm leaving.
And it'll be our very first one, so I'm sure there'll be some screw-ups and mistakes. But the main thing is just get an opportunity to hang out and meet you guys. We've had a couple of requests for it, and so I think it's a good time to do it. And we can all kind of have a live beer review together.
I think so.
So that'll be happening Sunday, 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Any questions that you have, send it to us through Facebook or thisepicdisaster@gmail.com.
Yep.
I'm going off Facebook starting next week.
I know. That's
I'm
what you
dropping the Facebook.
That's what you said.
I hope. So I'll still kind of show up to do This Epic Disaster stuff and some of my other pages and stuff, but my personal pages I'm going to disappear from
Okay.
for the rest of the year.
Sounds
That's
good.
my goal.
I'm interested to see if you make it.
Me too.
Okay.
How many? About like half a week. But I really want to do it. I'm determined to make it happen.
All right. Good luck with that. I'm honestly wishing you luck with that.
All right. So I had something interesting happen. This was really kind of fun. So I was in my studio, my home studio.
Right.
So I'm having to work from home just like everybody is, and I'm doing things in my home studio normally I do in my big workshop, specifically sculpture. And so I'm just in there, and it's really messy, and I got a lot of stuff in there. But I was in there working. I was doing sculpture, and I heard this loud crash outside.
Like,
I was like, what the heck? I mean, just loud. Just,
yeah.
It sounded like something hit something. And I looked up, and there's a white truck, like in someone's yard.
No way.
Driving down the yard, back onto the street, and then it's like an old truck, like really loud, and then just zoomed right up. Now, our where I live in a subdivision that it only has one entrance and exit. You come in and go out the same way.
There's one way in.
So if a tree falls there and covers it up, everybody's trapped.
You're stuck.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I watched it was like right there as the person was coming in, and what I think happened was, and especially later on seeing how the person was driving, that they were driving way, way, way too fast. And as they were trying to turn into the subdivision, they lost control and they whipped up into a person's yard that's right there at the turn. So they got it and they just completely wiped out their mailbox. Just took it down.
Do you think it was a drunk driver?
I couldn't tell.
Okay.
I suspected it might have been. I kind of think maybe they were just driving recklessly.
Okay.
So, but they just mowed their mailbox down, and they came in and they made a turn to go around to the subdivision. It's like a big giant circle.
Yeah.
So my wife was in the kitchen. I said, you need to come out here and look at what just happened. And she was like, oh, wow, I'm going to go see if I can figure out who it is. I'm going to drive around the subdivision and see if I can find the truck. I gave her a description. So I grabbed my video camera and I set it up, aimed it right there at the entrance because I knew that the person had to come back out.
Right.
So I set it up and then just left it. And then right as my wife was starting to pull out of the driveway, that person comes barreling back down.
Oh, my gosh.
And leaves the subdivision. So I got him on camera, and I figured, we can enlarge it and get their license tag.
But, like, she wasn't, like, in danger. Like, she wasn't.
No, she was getting ready to pull out. But before she pulled out, this person went going.
Okay.
So she saw it. She was like, okay, I'm going to go follow.
Oh, my gosh.
So
she's in pursuit.
She pulls out, and she starts following the person. So, a few minutes later, I didn't hear from her. And I was like, oh, my gosh, I hope nothing's happened. So
That's an easy way to get shot.
I know. I texted her, and I was like, did you find the person? And she said, yes. We're driving down 285 doing 90 miles an hour.
Oh, my gosh. Your wife is a nutcase.
So she videotaped on her phone, video recorded, it wasn't a tape, and she recorded the pursuit. So she was back there recording, and so she zips. So she had to be doing 95 because she starts to pass the guy, and she takes the camera and holds it up so she gets a video of the person's face, so she could see the person really good. And then she said the person had no idea that he was being followed. So she gets all that and she leaves. She comes back here, and we call the cops. And so we have all this video now that we were able to give the cops. So the guy and he acts like he couldn't care less. He was like, oh, he's like, that's a mailbox,
Yeah.
We were like, we did all this detective work for nothing.
Detective work.
So we had like the guy's face. We had like a great picture of the guy's face. We had the tags. We had the car. Everything on tape. So,
and the police officer didn't care?
He was like, it just depends on if the homeowner wants to press charges. And I think it's like a little old lady, and I don't even think she's going to press charges. I think they already put the mailbox back up. So, but I was just afraid, it's like if this person does that, and just it's basically hit and run.
Yeah.
Who else are they going to do it to? And what other? Next time it might be more dangerous.
Well, and what if you were out walking the dogs?
Exactly. So I just feel like that they should have pursued the person, but whether they do or not, I don't know. They have all the information they need to find the person, so I feel like they should. I hope they do.
Interesting.
But that was kind of it was like live detective work.
Your wife is a nutcase.
She was going.
She's gonna get herself shot.
Well, I was afraid of that. I was afraid that they would be like, she's following me, and then try to do something. But it didn't happen.
Okay, well that's good. I mean, she's safe. She's sound. She's making us dinner right
Totally
now.
missed it. I mean, she could have. There could have been a catastrophe, but it was missed.
No disaster to be had.
No,
I like it.
All right. Speaking of misconnections, I've got a.
Did you just say speaking of misconnections?
Yeah, see,
because didn't nobody talk about misconnections?
I said they missed. They were going to. They didn't connect. They missed. And
That's
then I
ridiculous.
said, speaking of misconnect.
That's just ridiculous.
No, that's a transition. I've got some misconnections. I also have a little bit of news. News from Disasterville. I'm not going to go into this too long, but news. A startup has created the world's first 3D printed meatless beefsteak.
3D printed.
They printed it with a 3D printer. It's a meatless beefsteak. It looks exactly like steak.
Yes, it does. What is it made of? What's the protein?
It just
like plant
protein. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a Spanish startup called Nova Meat, which means new meat. They claim to create the world's first 3D printed plant-based beefsteak.
Interesting.
Has the same texture appearance as real beef muscle cut. It's a Barcelona company, and they've been fine-tuning the structure of plant-based proteins at a microscopic level. It matches the unique texture of beefsteak, its color, and it tastes like it. So if you need a good beefsteak, now you're really, really close.
Go find Nova
it.
Steak.
Nova Meat.
Oh, Nova Meat.
Nova Meat. But we do have some misconnections. You know, I was wondering what the hell's going on out there with people trying to connect during the quarantine. What I discovered is they're not.
They're not.
Misconnections where we usually look on Craigslist is full of porn. Everybody's trying to get porn.
Blowjobs. They're trying to get blowjobs.
They're trying to get that, and they're trying to give those.
That's true.
And more. There's just a lot. There's very few legitimate misconnections. It's just all porn. But I did find a few, and hopefully we can help some people out who really are trying to find someone during this time of quarantine. For instance, in Portland, Michelle.
Portland, Oregon, or Portland, Maine?
Oregon.
Okay.
Michelle, the Uber driver. All right, your name is Michelle. You were my Uber driver today. You dropped me off at the auto mechanic on MLK.
Okay. Every place has an MLK.
In Portland. We had a nice conversation in the car and thought it would be nice to continue that conversation until this whole quarantine thing is over with. You were driving a small silver car, Michelle.
Michelle, your car is small.
So if you're Michelle in Portland, you're listening to this podcast. If you're an Uber driver and you dropped someone off at the auto mechanic on MLK,
hit him up.
He wants to know.
Yep. They want to know. We don't know if it's a he, do we?
Doesn't say. All right, Ravenswood, Chicago. I saw you this morning walking your dog. It was a white dog, I believe, and looked up from my phone and saw you. You are super cute. Man, this must be me. And definitely the kind of guy I'm into. Hard to find such handsome guys around. It is me. Like you, that fit what I want. You were by Budaki's, the hot dog place. Budaki's, does that sound familiar? You were kind of hipster looking.
Oh, okay. A hipster dude with a white dog, a small white dog.
At a hot dog stand. I'd like to get to know you. I was wearing a black hoodie, gray pants. If this is you, send a pic to confirm.
He just wants pictures.
Maybe.
I mean,
again, it doesn't say woman or man.
They just want pictures. Yeah. Sorry.
All right. Walmart, Long Island, Riverhead. A little after 1 in the afternoon, you were wearing camouflage pants. How did he know? You have red hair. Shopping in the chips and snack aisle. Man, that's the girl for me.
Because quarantine.
With a drink in your hand. It is the girl for me.
Because quarantine.
I was totally taken by your presence. Could see you as a model for sure. I'm a photographer, by the way, if it matters.
Sure.
That's all it says.
Sure.
He doesn't even try to set it up.
Okay.
He just says, I'm a photographer. You could be a model.
You're hot.
That's it.
Doesn't even say hit me up.
Give me some chips. All right. Amanda, this is a work crush in Clinton, Tennessee. That's right outside of Knoxville.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of relatives buried there. All right. We work for the same company, but in separate departments. We rarely see one another, but when we do, I feel there's a connection.
Oh.
Not sure about your current situation. I think you know I'm attracted to you, Amanda. I think you have beautiful eyes. You
Come
change
on.
your hair color often, and you're shy.
Come on, Amanda. You know
You're shy. Y-O-U-R.
Oh.
You're shy.
you're shy. You're shy what?
I don't know. I just hope you see this. If you do, and think you know who I am, tell me where we work and who I am. And of course, if you're interested, let's get bonking. No, he doesn't say that.
Why not just walk up to Amanda at work
Just say it.
and be like, hey, would you like to go have coffee?
We work in Clinton. Tell me our last conversation so I know it's really you.
Oh, now she's expected to know their last conversation?
I guess. How many people work in
Oh, my
Clinton? Purple
goodness.
hair.
I don't know.
Name Amanda.
I don't know.
All right. All right. Finally, in Phoenix, your son dropped ice cream in the Safeway.
That sucks.
We laughed when your son dropped the ice cream in the Safeway.
That's mean.
Then we spoke in line. You're tall. Y-O-U-R.
You're tall what?
Fit blonde with 2 sons that got back in line with you. So I could not ask you for your number.
Because I was afraid they'd beat me up.
I'm tall, fit with salt and pepper hair.
Okay.
And a red t-shirt with cat hair.
Covered
I
in
can
cat hair.
explain the cat hair, LOL. If you'd like some comic relief from the homeschooling, boy, and he's funny already, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
And house arrest, please reach out to me. I'd like the opportunity to get to know you. Let's talk. That's happening in Phoenix. Hopefully, these people will get together. They're the few people who actually have misconnections, where everybody else just wants
Blowjobs.
to get laid. And I have a feeling these people do too, but they're doing it in a nice way.
Well, they might want more than just sex. You don't know.
No, we all just want to get laid. Are you getting laid during this quarantine?
No. I
feel
haven't been laid in close to 3 years.
Oh wow, that's not good at all.
No.
Every year. We won't go into that. I don't know what to do about that.
We're not allowed to put inside jokes on the podcast.
Would you ever pay for sex?
I have paid for sex.
Have you?
I have.
How long ago?
Years and years and years.
Yeah.
And
Would you
years.
do it now? Would you do it now?
No.
Why?
I don't need it that much. And I don't
Okay.
have any money.
All right. I don't know. I mean, I don't. Casual friend sex. Are you against that?
No, I'm not against that at all.
Just like friends with benefits.
I'm totally open to that.
I've never done that.
I've had a good friend back in the day. He and I spent a year friends as benefits.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of had a regular Tuesday night thing.
Uh-huh.
It was fun. Occasionally one more time on the weekend
Yeah.
if we were both free,
Mhm.
that kind of thing. And then he got a little too attached.
You know, that's how Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis started.
Just fuck
Friends
buddies.
with benefits.
Nice.
She talked about it. I heard her talking about it. She was like, they knew each other, and they just decided, let's just do this while we can. Let's just have fun.
Yeah.
Because we don't have anybody else, so let's just do this with each other. And they had a rule: do not get involved, do not fall in love. If it happens, boop, it's over.
Right.
And she was the first, I think, if I remember right, she was the first to do it, to fall in love.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And he was like, why? And she was like, I'm just not. We can't do it anymore. And he was
Yep.
like, why? So finally she was like, because I got feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And I think eventually he was just like, yeah, I kind of do too. And then it turned out.
So just a few years ago, as a matter of fact, I did also have a friend and a sex partner.
Yeah.
But we were more just friends. The sex happened when it could, but we didn't like meet just for that.
Right.
You know, we hung out a lot together. And then I got the feels, so I ended it.
You always get the feels.
I always
You get the feels really quick,
I
which is
do.
weird. I picture you. I mean, I know you,
Clearly.
and you're a feels person, but I always feel like that you're more of a shutdown. You're a little closed. I feel like your gates are closed.
Well,
I feel like that you're. I don't want to say you're unemotional or non-emotional, but I feel like that. I just feel like you have more control over your emotions, and then you meet somebody and it's gone.
Okay, so here's what I do.
out the window.
I keep those things close to the chest for a very, very
Wait a minute,
long
what?
time.
What?
Keep my feelings close to the chest. Don't let them in. Don't let them see. If you want to go to a frozen, anyways, no, I don't. I don't talk about it or reveal it to somebody as it's happening. I wait until it's there, and then I'm like, oh my God, I'm so in love with you. And then they're just like, what the fuck? Like they have no idea. Like they had no clue or inclination that this was happening inside my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I didn't tell them about it. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's all on you. Laying it on you.
I've said this before. One of my favorite episodes of Frasier, because it's my life. This is totally my life. But he meets this woman, and there keeps being these little signals, and he's like, "Is she giving me this? Like she'll like kind of bat her eyes or something." He's like, "Is this it? I don't want to jump. I don't want to go too."
Right.
And it gets a little more, and she'll kiss him on the cheek, and he's like, "That's gotta be a signal," but I can't tell. I don't know. And she'll hug him, and then a little too close, and it keeps going more and more and more. And he's like, "I don't want to do it." And then he's like, "I'm just going to invite her to the cabin," and so he invites her, and she says yes, and he's like, "That's gotta be a signal,"
right?
And it goes all the way up to she's actually in his bed with him. And he makes a move, and she gets outraged. She's like, "What are you doing? I can't believe. What do you think I am?" And I just thought, that's my life right there.
Yeah.
It's just like thinking for sure.
Yep.
All the way up to being in the bed.
Rather than being open about it and confirming early on, is this actually happening? Is this something you'd be interested in? Is this something we should even pursue? Should I just, is this a thing? Just let it all happen in your head until the very last minute, and you're like, oh crap.
Yeah.
It wasn't a thing at all.
That's a great episode, though. That's my life right there.
Yeah.
We need to wrap this up. We need to stop. We need to quit. We're going to be talking more about our, let's see. So this is the last episode before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because this will be on Sunday, and maybe we'll release the episode a little quicker, but it doesn't make any difference. But we'll do everything through Facebook. We'll let everybody know on Facebook all the information, how you can access the Hangout. And we want everybody, please hang out Sunday at 8 o'clock. If you have a problem with that, let us know. I don't think we could change it once we've made it.
Nope.
But you can come in a little later if you want. That's
come
fine.
and go as you need to.
Yeah.
If you can only come and say hi and wave at us and be like, hey, this is what I'm doing tonight, so in other words, I gotta go, that's fine.
Yeah, it's always us talking. We want to hear you talk. So join us and hang out with us and have fun with us.
Absolutely.
Send us an email at thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Visit us on Facebook. I will be there sometime, but I'm not going to be on my personal Facebook.
Nobody cares.
My birthday is Monday. That's when I'm dropping Facebook. I gave myself that birthday present.
Yep.
Do you know, Monday it will be 8 years since I did A Year in a Kilt.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Craziness.
Because you're about to be 58 years old.
That's stupid. That's just stupid. But anyway, yeah. So come and spend some time with us on my last night
as a 57-year-old
old man.
Do it.
Bring some booze so we can all forget our troubles. And wear your mask if you need to. You don't have to. We're all going to hang out, and it's going to be...
it'll be fun.
Nobody's going to infect anyone.
Nobody cares.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube and all of those other places. But please, do find us.
Let's talk about this beer.
What do you think of it?
So I enjoy the flavor of the beer. Mm-hmm. It's very citrusy. Mm-hmm. It is a sour, which I love. It's when I said pick up something summery, you hit the nail on the head. It is summery,
isn't it?
Very summery, yes. Here's a problem I'm having.
Okay.
And this didn't happen until about halfway through.
Okay.
But suddenly, when I bring the glass up to my mouth, I smell cat piss.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
We've had some other beers like that. Cat pee and body odor. Those two things sometimes come in through on the beers. It's that, that kind of piney, citrusy kind of thing. And if you recognize it, then it's over. It's like, oh, no.
Now I feel like I'm drinking cat
I
piss.
want to drink some big biker's sweaty underarms.
I mean, I'm
or
not
a cat
against
pee
that,
or whatever.
but yeah, the cat piss is a little off-putting.
Okay.
Because it's just a scent. It's not obviously if I were tasting it, I wouldn't know what it tastes like. 'Cause
Yeah,
I've never tasted cat piss.
I haven't smelled it all until you just now said that. Now, if I put up and smell, I can
You
smell it.
it. Yep.
Okay.
So
Maybe a cat peed in your glass.
I don't know.
So are you gonna put that on the beer? Or what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I'd like to try another one of these, and we only have the one,
Yeah.
so I'll have to kind of defer my ultimate rating on it for later. But for right now, I'm gonna give it a 3.
That's exactly what I was gonna give it.
It's kind of right in the middle.
I really thought I was gonna hate this beer, and I like it.
Good.
It's just enough sour, not too sour. All of the flavors that I don't like, that grapefruit, pineapple, all that kind of stuff, it's there.
Right.
But it's kind of nice.
It's
There's
subtle.
no bitterness. That's
Yeah.
what I was afraid of. I was going to get that kind of really strong IPA bitterness after it was over. That does not exist.
No.
So it's just a pleasant, summery, kind of, I don't know, soury kind of
Yeah,
laid
it's
back
just a
beer.
sour ale.
Nice little taste on it. I wasn't expecting to like it.
I'd drink it next to the pool any day.
Give it a 3 is what I'm
Yep.
giving it. So
Yep.
this beer we're calling a 3. It's Free Thoughts Levitate, and it hasn't levitated. And I wonder how much alcohol is in it.
5%. I already looked.
Okay.
It's only 5% alcohol by volume, which is another thing. It's good in the summer because if you're out in the hot and you're drinking, you tend to drink more because you're thirsty.
Yeah.
And if it's only 5% alcohol, you don't have to worry too much about getting hammered.
All right, people, take care of yourself. Wash your hands. Put your mask on. Don't infect others. Don't infect yourself. Look, it's going to be over. Realize this is not permanent. Just a few more weeks and we're done. So take care of yourself. You don't want to, from what I understand, you don't want this virus at all. It's not, even if you don't die from it, nobody wants to die.
Right.
But it does some damage, some heavy damage. So just be careful.
And take care of your friends. Check in on your friends.
Do so.
Your friends, even if they're financially fine and they're physically fine, mentally this is tough.
Yeah.
So check in on them.
That's right.
And just say, hey, I'm thinking about you. Are you okay? Do you need anything? How can I help?
Support each other. Support your local businesses when you can. And then we'll all have a summer where we just get naked and run free.
No, let's not do that.
But anyway, hey, Sunday, join us. And until then, we're going to say goodbye.
Okay, bye.
See ya.
This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.